Good evening. In the last videos I showed you how to make what we have now here in our hands. So now we made a bearing block and the propeller and the base for the bearing block to be mounted on. And it already turns quite well. As you can see, this is thanks to the bearings, of course, and because the propeller is properly balanced as well. So that's why it turns well. Yeah, I'm quite satisfied about the result. It turns very nicely. Smoothly and straight, turns well. So the next step is to we'll mount the bearing block on the support. For this we have to disassemble or assembly to take the shaft out. Take it out, put it over there for a while, and to remove the shaft nut. After we will of course look for the correct nuts. They have to be a little bit, slightly bit less thick. These ones are a little bit too thick, and I have to find some thin washers as well. So I'll take the shaft out. Shaft is just a bolt with a flat shaft and a threaded end at the end. The bolt is, I will tell you what the measurements is of the bolt, more or less. The measurement of the bolt is, the shaft is 71 millimeters long. These bolts, they are for woodworking. These bolts, they have a square piece at the end, and then you just hammer them in the wood so that they won't turn anymore. They have a square part. The square part makes that it doesn't want to move after you. So you drill the hole and you slam them in. This is just a wood bolt with a shaft of 71, as I said, and a threaded end of at approximately 24 millimeters, or 23, let's say 23. So after we will cut off the head and find a way how to connect the shaft to our little generator, which is in this case a flashlight. I'm going to try other generators as well, other ones maybe. And now the next step is to glue and screw our little bearing support to our base, which we are going to do now. As I said in a previous video, we will have to leave about 1 centimeter at both ends of the bearing support. This space is for the box which slides over it to protect the assembly from the weather, to find a place to rest on. That's why we leave 1 centimeter at both ends. As well, the support for the holder for the generator will also be the same width, 8 centimeters wide, and like that it can rest the box over the assembly. So next thing is We take our tape measure and mark 1 centimeter at both ends. Now we will test fit our bearing block and see if it still runs smoothly. We will put a clamp on it and see if it still wants to move freely. This is just to be in case. It might be a little bit, it might seem a little bit exaggerated, but I don't want to take the risk and glue the support to the base and then after discover that it was wrong, and then you have to take it apart again. But how? It will not, it's not that nice to have to. So we will mount the bearings again and put the shaft in again just to see if it really fits. Now we mount again our blade because I want to be really sure if it's going to fit. I don't want to take any risk. Okay, we put our clamp on it and it won't move anymore. And I forgot to insert the nut. I'm sorry. And it seems it wants to move freely, no problem. So that's okay. We can take the risk. So we take it apart again. Now we have to remember what is the front. I will show you how to remember it without making a mistake. Well, there's one thing left still. This looks okay. So we have to mark still what is the check once again if it is more or less 1 centimeter at both ends. Seems like yes. It's okay. Now we can mark this here so that we can remember where we should apply the glue. Create that line. Now it comes. In order to remember what is the front and what is the back, though it doesn't really have an importance, but I prefer to work always. This is the front of the bottom. This is the front of the base. And just put indication, an arrow, like that. I know what is the front. And the same I do on the base, on the bottom side, so that it won't be visible, my indication. Bottom there will come glue, so that doesn't really matter. So there's written bottom plus an arrow as well. Now, next step is to put the to estimate where will we put the holes. How many holes are we going to make? I suggest we make 4 holes. And we should use stainless steel screws for assembly to attach them. And then we use some water resistant glue as well. Now we can mark where the screws can come. The next is we can drill those holes, which have to be exactly the thickness of the screw. The thickness of the screw in this case will be 4 millimeters. I don't have stainless steel screws at the moment, and so I will use just these ones. But I will replace them later by stainless steel ones. So we have to take a drill of 4 millimeters and get a drill. And we will need a piece of scrap wood to put under this to not damage the bench and to avoid splintering at the bottom of our base. This is a nice piece of scrap wood which you can use. It's not really suitable for anything. Well, of course, if you have a big fantasy, you can use it for something still. But I can't save every piece of wood. I already saved too much. So off we go. We can start to drill. Try to drill more or less straight. That is done. The next one. Now we will countersink so that the head will find its place. We check if it's fitting, not yet. Looks like this. Now we had our orientation arrows, so we remember what this is the front, of course, and here we wrote down what is the direction, this is the bottom, and what is the front. The front is indicated by the arrow. So we put it there, and again we will put our clamp on and respect the lines which we just marked. We have to respect the lines which we just marked where the glue will come later. We put our clamp loosely on, so that it can still, so that we still can move it a little bit and correct. Don't clamp it very firmly, just very weak. And you can still move it and adjust its position, correct its position. Well, it looks almost perfect. Let me check. It's like we need to move it 1 millimeter more. Now it's in the correct position. We can now clamp it further, so it won't move anymore. That's okay. One more last checkup. Well, this one is a little bit more accurate. It says 9.5 millimeters, and here it says 1 centimeter. So we still have to move it. It's not correct. Still have to. Once more we check. It says 1 centimeter, and the other side it's 1 centimeter as well. Now it is perfect. What we will do now is fasten the clamp, and we will have to punch mark or something like that. Drill 2 holes or 3 holes, as many as possible here, so that we have we know where the screws will come. We take a little tiny smaller bit so that the screw can find its way. We have a problem. We need to put a clamp the other way around, which we will do now. It's not a big problem. It's just a matter of doing it, because this clamp is in the way for the drill, so we can't do our work. So we put the other way around. We put the clamp. I will have to find a better clamp. This one is better. So next time, let's concentrate ourselves. Now it's okay. Didn't move. We clamp it to the workbench. So that we can work with both hands. Now we can drill the holes. Next step is to insert our screws. They should be flush with the surface of the plywood. The heads of the screws should be flush. So we can remove already our clamp. We inserted diagonally 2 screws. Well, it looks they have found their way, so I won't put them in completely. Now we remove the screws again. We remove all screws. And we remove them all, and we will apply the glue. we did that. Now we have to apply the glue. Now I am thinking that it might be a wise idea to not yet apply the glue, because we still have to make the support for the generator, and it might be disturbing when it's already glued and can't be removed anymore. Might be in the way. I'm not sure about it. So I might just glue everything when everything is ready, and just put the screws in and not glue. I will glue it at the end, and, so that both pieces can be mounted in the same time. The advantage is that this wouldn't be in the way. When I will do this the same with the other, this will be in the end. It will be in the way when I would be busy trying to fit the other piece. I'm not sure about it, but I think it would be in the way. That's a reason why not to glue it. So we will not glue it. We will glue it later. Well, gluing is in fact just apply glue on both sides, thin layer, and then respect the arrow, the two arrows, front to the front. Both have to direct the arrows in that way, and then we already know where to find this. The screws already know their way. They know where they have to find their way. Look, it's already found its way, as you can see. Like that, it's an orientation, and it won't move when we will clamp it. We will clamp it and screw it and glue it. So that will be done at the end, when we also have made the support for the generator. Thanks for watching, and I hope I inspire you